All right, still talking about the Gann fire. That's our big story, and smoke from the Gann fire, air quality, you name it, right? Thankfully, the weather conditions were not too hot.
Yeah.
We're not very windy, and we had someone with the firefighter fighting the Gann fire earlier in the show talking about, thankfully, we're not too hot, we're not too windy. Hopefully it stays that way. Later this week, the wind is going to pick up a little bit, so now is the time to try to get that handle on the fire.
And thankfully, they have gotten a little bit of containment on it. I think only 10%
About
right
10%
now.
right now,
But
yeah.
better than zero where we were yesterday.
That's right. So conditions out there, they're okay, but certainly that fire is still burning. Let's take a look at the map right now, where that fire is, and from the Alert California wildfire camera. So this camera's off to the west of the fire, and we are looking east towards the fire, which is mainly just south of New Hogan Lake today. That's where a lot of the burning has been, is on the south side of the lake there. In fact, you see another column of smoke starting to pop up here on the camera, so that would indicate to me that the fire has found something else to burn that it has not yet burned. As we look at the little map, this is 49. This is Highway 4 down here. Everywhere in red, that evacuation order. In the yellow is that evacuation warning. So here's a better look at the map. This is basically unchanged from when I was talking to you 24 hours ago about the evacuation warnings. The only thing that has changed is this little sliver here, just south of San Andreas. There's a few homes in that area, a few streets with some residential properties there. This has been downgraded to an evacuation warning from an order. So what they did is they split zone 110, which is this zone right here. So 110A, which is Highway 49 and then west towards the fire, that's still an evacuation order. But that little sliver just up there has been improved to an evacuation warning. That's CCU 110B. Otherwise, the map is unchanged. If you're still near San Andreas, Angels Camp, Copperopolis, make sure that go bag is packed and ready to go just in case, because this fire, as you saw on the camera, is still burning, and it's nearly tripled in size since yesterday. It's over 9,000 acres now. One of the reasons for that is there's a lot of dry fuel up there. The red is the perimeter of the fire as of earlier today when it's measured at 9,000 acres, a little more than 9,000 acres. But all these little white spots here are previous burns in the area. There's not a lot. The Arrow fire in 2024, a lot of us probably remember that with Copperopolis. That's well to the south of where the fire is burning. And then the Walker fire in 2020 is this area right here. And then you've got the Hunt fire. There were a couple of those, 1968 and 2004, but that's again on the south flank of the fire. So this whole area right here, south of New Hogan Lake, is unburned really since about 1950. There's been a few really small spot fires over there. These are kind of the largest ones in the area, again, over the last roughly 70 years, and there just has not been that many wildfires in the area. So that's part of the reason why that fire is able to burn. There's just so much dry fuel over there. 94 in Sacramento right now, 95 in Stockton, 95 in Modesto, 91 Placerville, some 80s in the high country. We expect it today to be one of the cooler days. That has panned out. Winds about 10, maybe 12 miles per hour across the valley, starting to pick up a little bit through the delta, but it's not much. Looking back towards Sutter Health Park, it is sunny, but a little hazy out there. A lot of upper level smoke from the Gann fire, again in Calaveras County. 94 is 5 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. Not a lot of wind, so not a strong cool down tonight. Still in the 90s by 7 o'clock, 80s at 8 o'clock, and then some 70s as we work our way from 9 o'clock to midnight. Thursday morning, we're in the 60s in the valley, some 60s and 70s in the foothills, but we're talking about foothill smoke once again. It's just, this fire is really unchanged. It continues to burn. We saw on the camera how much smoke there is. This is the elevated smoke forecast, so this is not what's right at the surface. Certainly in Calaveras County, there's a lot of smoke right at the surface, but pretty quickly it gets picked up in and lofted into the air. So it's going to continue to move off to the north, very similar to what we saw this morning. Some of the same areas that had smoke this morning are going to see it again tomorrow. Hot and sunny. We are warming up. We're back near 100 across the valley. But here's the good news. Tomorrow, our daily high temperature drops to 92 degrees. I know that is seemingly insignificant, but it is our first drop this year with temperatures peaking at 93 degrees, our average highs. That's where they've been. That's where they are today. Tomorrow, that number does drop down to 92. So we're kind of moving in a positive direction, even though our forecast continues to trend upward.